Syrian President Bashar al-Assad has declared his country is in a state of war. He says he will spare no efforts to achieve victory against anti-government forces.
Officially, he's welcoming his new government. Some welcome, no warmth, tough words. President Assad looking as isolated, aloof and rigid as he's ever looked. He gave them a blunt warning in words he's never used before.
We are in a state of real war, in every aspect of the word. And when we're in a state of war, all our politics has to be concentrated on winning this war.
He's talking of war within. His neighbours are making their own military moves. Turkey is sending in the tanks, not into Syria, but to reinforce the border with a country it's now threatening.
NATO officials attending the Brussels meeting condemned Syria's actions in the strongest possible terms, but stopped short of proposing any retaliation.
It's my clear expectation that the situation won't continue to escalate. What we have seen is a completely unacceptable act. And I would expect Syria to take all necessary steps to avoid such events in the future.
And while the Turkish government isn't responding with direct military action either, it's put its forces on alert. For Turkey, the dispute with Syria isn't over yet.
The rules of engagement of the Turkish armed forces have changed in accordance with this new state. Every military engagement approaching Turkey from the Syrian border and representing a security risk and danger will be assessed as a military threat and will be treated as a military target.
Assad's remarks came as some of the worst fighting of the 16-month conflict reached the outskirts of the capital, Damascus. The president's declaration marks a change of rhetoric from Assad, who has long dismissed the uprising against him as the work of scattered militants funded from abroad.
President Assad means he could, of course, also be referring now to the state of relations with Turkey, because yesterday the Turkish Prime Minister, in response to the downing of the Turkish jet on Friday, said that he now regarded Syria as a clear threat and had changed the rules of engagement with the military. They sent Turkish forces to the border, and that any suspicious movement, any movement of Syrian troops towards the border would be viewed as a hostile act and there would be retaliation. So it's perhaps that President Assad was looking at that situation too.